Hello everyone. Recently I watched the Malayalam horror movie Vadakkan, directed by Sajid A. This film is available on IMDb, where it has received an impressive 8.3 out of 10 stars. Today, we'll delve into the film's story and discuss its ending. Before we begin, I kindly request you to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you find it enjoyable. So with that said, let's roll the intro. The film opens with Raman Perumalayan, a paranormal investigator, giving a lecture on ghosts and spirits at Tampere University in Finland. Raman recounts how he once met Annalie, a self-styled psychic high priestess. Raman's point was clear.
No matter how much science denies it is our vision, we meet Anna, Raman's assistant, and also his love interest.
Meanwhile, Raman keeps ignoring calls from a girl named Megha. She used to be his girlfriend during college, but they broke up for some reason. Raman left India afterward. The next day, Raman receives a call from Joseph, the ADGP of Kerala Police. He informs Raman about a horror reality show called The Haunted House, which was being filmed on Brahmagiri Island. 6 contestants and several crew members were involved. But then, 7 people died mysteriously. One of them was Ravi Verma, Megha's husband. It turns out Megha had been pressuring Joseph to bring Raman in. So, Joseph now wants Raman to investigate the matter as well. Curious, Raman begins researching the strange case. He discovers that 5 of the 6 contestants died. The lone survivor, Bijoy, is mentally unstable and in a coma. News channels are buzzing with claims that ghosts caused the deaths. Despite everything, Raman travels to Kerala with Anna. There they meet Joseph and Megha. Megha is visibly happy to see Raman again. Their conversation reveals caste issues. Megha belongs to the upper caste Nambiar community, while Raman is from the lower caste Malayan group. Raman taunts Megha. When did Nambiars start touching Malayans? Anna is clearly uncomfortable. Raman is handling a case that involves his ex, whose husband just died. And remember, Anna and Raman are now romantically involved. Anyway, Joseph hands over all the footage and evidence from the haunted house. He strictly instructs Raman not to share it with anyone. Raman and Anna begin watching the footage at Ravi Verma's podcast studio, which reveals that Ravi wasn't just Megha's husband. He was also a famous podcaster. What was in the footage, you might ask? It contained full recordings of the 6 contestants: Meera, Shambhu, Alina, Bijoy, Tashu, and Narayanan. From their auditions to their ultimate demise, we see the contestants full of excitement. They are transported to Brahmagiri by van, then by boat. The crew sets up tents and clearly prepares ghostly tricks to scare the players inside the house. On the first night, host RK welcomes everyone and leaves them inside the haunted house. The crew lowers the AC temperature, making the contestants feel a ghostly chill. Everyone takes their keys and goes to their rooms. Then, the crew creates fake knocking sounds outside Meera's room and hangs a scary dummy. Terrified, she screams. Some believe her, others don't. By the end of night 1, the atmosphere is convincingly haunted. The house is alive with tension, and the footage captures every moment of fear. Next morning, contestants explore the area. Though filming only happens at night, the day is free. They find a jungle, a tree house, and a massive ancient tree, one that looks like it's seen dark rituals. Now the actual tasks begin. The 6 split into 2 teams. Team A explores room A, Team B heads to room B. Legend says Room B was the site of a family murder-suicide during British rule. Alina enters Room A. She sees ghosts on screen, hears sounds, then screams as the EMF meter spikes. Mira enters Room B and sees a fake ghost planted by the crew. She runs in terror. The task ends with the crew capturing intense footage. The fear is real, even if the ghosts aren't. Or so they thought. Next night, Task 2, a treasure hunt. 2 teams again. This time, the losing team faces elimination. Clues lead them across the property in search of the final prize. Suddenly, Shambhu goes wild and charges into the jungle. He runs to the ancient tree where he finds a small stone door, like a mini temple. He breaks it open. Fireflies swirl out. A strange scratch appears on Shambhu's neck. Something feels wrong, like an entity was freed. Alina screams. Everyone rushes in. The task halts immediately. Shambhu's injury unsettles everyone. The crew decides to pause filming the next day, allowing time for rest and recovery. That night, Shambhu and Narayanan are drinking. Narayanan sees a strange light. Shambhu hears the sound of a chande, a traditional South Indian drum. They follow the sound back to the tree. Drunk, Shambhu pours alcohol on a stone and sets it on fire, then urinates on it. Everyone comes to stop him, but he refuses to leave. Shambhu begins speaking nonsense. The others leave him there and return to the house. Something is clearly wrong with him now. Raman pauses the footage. He calls Aisha ji, an expert in folklore and anthropology.
Aisha explains that Brahmagiri is full of ancient tribal rituals, cave paintings, burial stones, and rock art. She promises to research further and get back to Raman. Raman starts watching the footage again. Shambhu is missing. Bijoy heads toward the well to look for him and finds Shambhu hanging inside it. Yes, Shambhu is dead. The remaining 5 contestants are horrified. It was a break day and the 2 active camera crew weren't even watching closely. But the horror had already begun. Soon, burnt, ghostly footprints appear inside the house. Then a drunken Narayanan chases a strange light and ends up in the boiler room where burning coal rains on him. He dies too. In the chaos, the 2 remaining camera crew are found dead. So far, 4 lives have been lost. Tashu, Meera, Alina and Bijoy are now left. Meera goes to the kitchen. An invisible force grabs her and kills her by shoving her head into the microwave. Everyone is horrified. Suddenly, Narayanan appears, but viewers know he's already dead. This is his ghost. Narayanan moves eerily with a chair, then violently attacks Alina and Tashu, killing both. Only Bijoy survives and runs into the water. The next day, Bijoy is rescued, but mentally, he's gone. He slips into a coma, traumatized and broken. Raman replays the footage frame by frame, and in many scenes, he spots an entity, a spirit that appears to be possessing Narayanan. Raman meets Aisha ji again. She explains that the Brahmagiri people worshipped a goddess they called Mother. It was nature worship, a form of ancient Dravidian spirituality. Centuries ago, Brahmagiri was ruled by the kings of Kolutanada. This island was known as a land of lust and vengeance. In 1775, Brahmagiri was ruled by a cruel landlord, Kulasekaran. A womanizer by nature, he married a stunningly beautiful girl, Mukil. Though married, Kulasekaran's masculinity crumbled before Mukil. He locked her away, afraid someone else might see her. She was only allowed outside during one festival, the Theyam celebration. There was a lower caste Malayan man named Kunjambu. He wasn't allowed near Kulasekaran's mansion, except during Theyam, when only Malayans were permitted to perform the ritual. Dressed as the goddess, Kunjambu catches Mukil's eye. She isn't attracted to him, but to the goddess form within him. Mukil and Kunjambu grow intimate. But during his Theyam performance, Kunjambu's divine dance abruptly stops. His spiritual vow had been broken. The villagers panic. Kulasekaran had seen everything. He uses a snake worshipper to kill Kunjambu during the performance, driving an iron rod through his chest.
Kunjambu dies, neither fully human nor fully goddess. After that night, Brahmagiri is cursed. Crops fail. People die mysteriously. Livestock perish. The land begins to rot. The local king calls for help. Enter Pirumalayan, a divine oracle. He traps Kunjambu's spirit in a cave. And that, friends, is the same tree with the small stone window, the very door Shambhu broke open. After Kunjambu was trapped, the king sealed off Brahmagiri from the outside world. No human entered, no birds flew over, not even animals dared step foot here. Years later, the British arrived. They built a mansion right where Kulasekaran's old house once stood. But even they left the ritual tree untouched. You already know what happened to Arthur Williams. In the present day, humans return for a reality show, and we know how that ended. So now, Raman and Anna decide to investigate Brahmagiri themselves. Megha joins them. As they travel, Raman falls asleep. Anna and Megha talk. Megha reveals that their breakup, hers and Raman's, was due to family reasons. But she doesn't go into detail. They finally reach the mansion at Brahmagiri. They inspect the property thoroughly, set up EMF meters, cameras, audio sensors. Raman finds a hidden room, perhaps once Mukhal's. This room, a box, filled with Theyam dresses, ornaments, and ritual accessories, as if Mukhal's spirit still lingered here. Raman presents 3 possible theories. 1. Bijoy killed everyone, then slipped into a coma. 2. Demonic possession. 3. Territorial residual energy. You all know about demonic possession. But what is territorial residual energy? When a person dies with unfulfilled desires, their spirit remains, trapped as raw, stuck energy. To release such trapped souls, a connection must be made. Across many religions, rituals exist to help these energies move on. As part of the ritual, Raman hangs a silver anklet on the mansion's main door, a small signal to awaken whatever still lingers inside. That night, as the 3 sit down to eat, an invisible force attacks Megha. Suddenly, strange activity explodes through the house. Raman grabs his camera. The audio device beeps wildly. Lights begin to flicker, then die out completely. Anna heads out to restart the generator. Megha senses someone close. She thinks Raman is behind her, touching her gently, but Raman is across the room. It wasn't him. It was the entity. Suddenly, Megha's behavior changes. Her body tenses, her eyes shift. Megha is possessed. She collapses, unconscious. Raman rushes outside, but possessed Megha wakes and violently attacks Anna. Just before things turn deadly, Raman returns and restrains her. Megha is tied up for everyone's safety. She soon regains consciousness and appears normal again. Tears fall from her eyes as she pleads with Anna to untie her. Moved by emotion, Anna unties Megha. But once free, Megha walks outside, removes her clothes and approaches Raman seductively. It's not Megha. It's the entity through Megha.
Raman manages to subdue her, gets her dressed, and binds her again. More strange events begin. Scarecrows appear outside the house, lights flicker unnaturally, and then Raman's demeanor changes. He yells at Anna. Frightened, Anna climbs the treehouse but falls to her death. But wait. On the footage behind Megha, we see the truth. Anna didn't fall. She was pushed. Possessed Raman threw her from the treehouse. Raman, now fully possessed, challenges the entity in anger. The entity levitates the table. Raman rushes outside and submerges himself in water. Ritual drums begin. Chande echoes in the dark. Raman walks out, drenched and dazed. He wears Kunjambu's goddess Theyam attire and begins to dance around fire. Megha breaks free. She stops Raman from throwing himself into the fire. She drags him to the car and speeds away from Brahmagiri. Inside the car, Raman hears anklets again. He's still possessed. Just then, Megha receives a voice note from Aishaji. She warns, "Never worship this deity. He is a trickster." But it's too late. The rituals were already performed. Raman suddenly stops the car on a bridge. He steps out, acts strange, and drives the car off the bridge with Megha inside. The screen fades, and we're told, at the time of death, the soul becomes free. Time moves in reverse. Raman drifts in still waters, but he's not alone. He's trying to drag Kunjambu's spirit with him, but Kunjambu doesn't want mercy. He wants a witness. In the end, a naked child in Theyam makeup finds Raman's watch, its hands ticking backward. The child runs. The scene zooms out and looks just like a painting. Friends, this wasn't the end. It was the beginning. A cycle of pain, a curse of oppression, a buried story clawing its way back into the light. Kunjambu died while possessed, not fully human, not fully divine. His spirit, trapped under the sacred tree, was released when Shambhu opened the wooden doors during the reality show. The ghost wanted rebirth, revenge, because this horror wasn't just supernatural, it was social. Kunjambu was a lower caste Malayan, oppressed in both life and afterlife. Even today, Raman, also a Malayan, suffered the same fate. Beaten, rejected, not for his deeds, but for his birth. Megha's family ended their love. Anna mocked her for not fighting back. But Megha did fight. By the time she tried to save Raman, it was already too late. And Megha, she too was possessed. But maybe by Mokil. Remember, Mokil loved the deity inside Kunjambu. And Raman is the new Kunjambu. Kunjambu was a Malayan. So is Raman. But more importantly, Kunjambu was trapped by Perumalayan. And Raman's full name? Raman Perumalayan. The circle completes itself. When Raman drives into the water, everything changes. Time and space dissolve. Death begins to rewind life. Raman floats in a fetal position as if returning to the womb of time. A small boy, dressed like Raman, finds his watch. Its hands twist in every direction. The child steals the watch and runs, while Raman sinks deeper into the haunting silence of the past. The metaphor is clear. The story doesn't end. It resets. A new life begins, but with old battles to fight. The voices of the past never really die. Kunjambu's ghost was never just a ghost. It was rage. It was pain. It was every unheard cry buried beneath caste, power, and silence. Raman was possessed not by a demon, but by the weight of his ancestors, by the trauma his name had tried to hide. The boy who steals the watch is not just a thief, he is survival. He carries time, rebellion, and the curse of remembering what others want us to forget. The past will always rise, like folklore, like Theyam, like ghosts that bleed through generations. This isn't just horror. This is Indian soil, screaming its own truth. Theyam is no ordinary dance. It's devotion. It's possession. It's a poor man becoming God, if only for one night. Over 400 forms exist: Kali Chamundi, Kulikan, Muchilottu, Bhagavati. Each Theyam is a god reborn through body and flame. It happens in temples, sacred groves, even ancestral homes. Painted in turmeric and lime, clothed in coconut leaves, the performer isn't acting. He becomes the deity. And in that trance, every wound becomes a prayer. So friends, Vadakkan is not just a horror film, it's a mirror to caste, to trauma, to ancestral pain that walks with us. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning of remembering. So yes, with this, I've explained all the major theories behind the film, and we've also touched upon the sacred ritual of Theyam. Still have questions? Drop them in the comments. I read each one of them. If this video gave you chills, clarity, or something new to think about, do like and share it. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, because I'll keep bringing you such deep dives into stories that haunt, heal, and refuse to be forgotten.